Want to feel old? This week on Video Game Nation, Pokemon turns 20.
So I check out the history of the most adorable franchise to ever upset animal rights activists. Dan's back, I missed him, to review Pokken Tournament, the game that gets rid of all that boring collecting, exploration, strategy, development, cuteness and charm and replaces it with good old violence. We let our squad of Magikarps out of the Pokeball for a gasp of air, and then Team VGN goes head-to-head in a Pokken Tournament challenge. Who'll win? Who'll lose? Who's getting carried to the Pokemon Center for a therapy session with Nurse Joy?
You'll find out this week on Video Game Nation. Hello, television friends. Hi, Def. High five. Pokemon is 20. What a triumph for cuteness, good game design and cynical marketing. How do you get kids to make their parents buy everything you put out? Well, it's very simple. You make your slogan, gotta catch 'em all.
The series started in Japan in 1996, but the first Pokemon games for the West were 1998's Pokemon Red and Blue, released for the Game Boy 20 days after the Pokemon TV show first hit the air in the United States.
Want to sell stuff to kids? It's so simple. Make a cartoon first. Every episode's just an ad for the game. Well done, Pikachu, you cuddly wee hero.
And the games all sell the cartoon.
Well done, Pikachu, you happy fun mascot.
And 20 years of dads get dragged to the shops to buy baseball caps, trading cards and amiibos.
God damn you, Pikachu, you little yellow rat.
But once the initial marketing hype was over, there was a second wave of popularity because, you see, the games were actually good.
There's allegedly 150 Pokemon in here.
But there's also Mew, the official hidden Pokemon, and Missing No, the glitch that became a playable character.
By the time it hit Western Shores in 1998, Nintendo's hype machine was pushing Pokemon down the aisle like it was the bride at an arranged marriage.
What had been a charming top-down Japanese curiosity was now the final big mascot series of the 1990s. Pokemon gave players more to do than Sonic ever could, and while Mario rewarded exploration, Pokemon Red and Blue had exploration, collecting, leveling up, military strategy, and the Game Boy's portability meant you could take it with you. The Final Fantasy games were deeper, but this was the RPG for people who didn't play RPGs.
And for real completists, there were 11 Pokemon that you could only get in Pokemon Red and 11 Pokemon you could only get in Pokemon Blue. So that's 2 copies of the game, please, Mum, or trading with a friend who had the other game. Either way, money, money, money.
From 1998 to 2001, 24 Pokemon spin-off games were released, and since 2011, the rate of release has slowed to about 6 a year. Pikachu and Jigglypuff became Smash Brothers in 1999. 2000's Pokemon Stadium was the inevitable 3D update. Pokemon Pinball was the inevitable pinball. Hell, it's so addictive that 1.16 million people completed a co-op multiplayer version of Pokemon Red on Twitch, with 121,000 players controlling the game at the same time.
Nostalgia time. The first time I heard of Pokemon, I was reading a Nintendo magazine. Remember magazines? They're like websites, but the pages can get stuck together. And there was a small column that said a Japanese cartoon called Pocket Monsters had just caused epileptic fits in Japanese children. So, panel, what was your first memory of Pokemon?
My first memory of Pokemon is someone telling me that joke about how do you get 1,000 Pikachu on a bus? Pokemon. So they told me the joke, but I'd never heard of Pokemon, so I didn't know. I was like, Pika who? I don't know what you're talking about. And then they explained it to me, and I went, huh, yeah.
I remember the excitement of the TV series coming out over here, and I didn't talk to people at school about it because we were a bit too old for it. I loved it.
I don't really have a first memory of Pokemon. It's not a game I've played much for a long while. It's just something that I've gradually become aware of more over the years. Because I think when the first Pokemon game came out, that was round about the same time that I discovered alcohol and genitals.
The Pokemon main series never stopped at 151 Pokemon. The signs were there from the main game. As I told you before, there were meant to be 151, but there were 152 thanks to that glitch.
This means that every subsequent game in the series is classified as part of a generation based on the new Pokemon it introduces.
Generation here meaning, oh, get the money, there's more of the damn things.
We're about to hit Generation 7, which isn't bad when you consider each main game has a formula. A young person is tasked with catching tiny animals and training them until they evolve into bigger animals. Then they go fishing, get stopped by hedges you can clearly jump over, thump a jerk who keeps stealing their ideas, and make their animals fight the animals owned by the local gym leaders so they can battle the Elite Four Pokemon trainers of whatever region the game's set in.
Panel, what's your favourite Pokemon? It's not obligatory to have a favourite Pokemon. I don't. I was a bit too busy enjoying Star Trek and the loneliness that came with it.
Oh, without a doubt, it has to be Graveler. Yes, evolution of Geodude. Best looking design there was in the original red and blue game. I was like, yes, that's Graveler. And then even when he tried to evolve, I was like, nah, bruv, no you don't. B, stunted his growth. I was like, no, he wanted to evolve to be something better. And I was like, no, I like your design, you're staying as you are. That's deep.
Pretty much like all of them, even the ones that look like nuts and bolts, like those are weird, but they're still cool. You put eyes and a smiling face on anything, I'm in. That's how the robots could take over. You put a smiley face on a robot, I'd be like, oh, he's all right.
My favourite Pokemon, I hate to say it because it's so late, because everybody knows he's not really a Pokemon, was Mewtwo, because Mewtwo was the only dude that could think for himself. I also liked how unimpressed Mewtwo was with everything that was just not him. He'd always fly around and be like, oh, these tiny ants running around. And I think, because I felt so rejected by him, I wanted to impress him so much. I'd be like, I need to be this dude's friend.
I think my favourite Pokemon is probably Lovedisk, because it's just the laziest piece of game design you ever see. Do you know Lovedisk? Literally, if you drew a heart on its side and stuck 2 eyes and a mouth on it, that's it. The character Lovedisk in Pokemon took less time to design than I've just been speaking.
So, after 20 years of Gotta Catch 'em All, happy birthday Pokemon, you delightful paragon of what commercial interest can do to a good idea. And now, he's been gone a few weeks, please welcome him back on Twitter. Here's Dan Marr to review Pokken Tournament, the Pokemon fighting game we didn't know we wanted.
If you've ever found it jarring that Pokemon's cutesified cockfighting plays out like a polite game of chess rather than a savage, no-holds-barred brawl, you're not alone.
Turns out there's a corner of the Pokemon universe that doesn't care much for that approach either. Over in the Ferrum region, trainers are using magical synergy stones to meld with their Pokemon and gain direct control of them. In other words, it's a convenient plot device that neatly explains why Pokken's roster of Poke-pugilists no longer just sit and wait to be punched in the face, set on fire, electrocuted, or be pelted with rocks.
Which is all fine and dandy in Pokemon land, but try something similar with some stray cats you rounded up and it's 3 months in prison and a hefty fine, I've heard.
Pokken Tournament, as the name suggests, is an unlikely fusion of Game Freak's eternally popular monster battling franchise and Namco Bandai's 3D fighter Tekken. Originally a moderately successful Japan-only arcade game, it's made the transition to the moderately successful Wii U in a bid to gain moderate international success.
But Pokken is far from a lazy Tekken reskin. It's something altogether more inventive, more accessible, and arguably more fun.
Battles offer a unique mix of free roaming and traditional combat, with certain attacks causing the action to seamlessly transition between the two so-called phases. Your tactics and moves vary drastically between the two. Field phase is a tense shootout, where players attempt to outmaneuver and outgun each other to smash their rivals into duel phase, where the real damage is done.
The fact that Pokemon are suddenly locked into 2 dimensions makes absolutely no sense, but then neither does Pokemon. Point is, this shifting dynamic between the 2 phases works beautifully, keeping fights fast, vicious, and unpredictable.
Despite ongoing efforts to make the likes of Street Fighter V more welcoming to wider audiences, the simple truth is that they don't do anywhere near enough to demystify their secrets, leaving a small pool of die-hard players to ruin it for everyone else. By contrast, Pokken makes every effort to welcome in newbies, teaching them every aspect of its unique fighting system in detail, and even breaking down the advantages of individual moves to encourage correct use.
Which might give the impression that Pokken, which, let's face it, is a spin-off from a kids franchise, lacks the depth and complexity that fighting snobs like me, demand.
And that's a partial truth. Like Super Smash Bros., all moves are executed with easy combinations of D-pad and button presses, combo windows are almost generous to a fault, and the battle system is essentially a glorified version of rock, paper, scissors. But, as with Super Smash Bros., simplicity shouldn't be confused with elegance. The beauty of this stripped-back approach is that even barely competent players like Steve McNeil can become a force to be reckoned with after only a few hours' practice.
It also means that you don't feel press-ganged into sticking with one or two characters, as you can get a fairly good handle on the subtleties and intricacies of a particular Pokemon in relatively little time.
For a game based on a series that now boasts over 700 creatures, including such memorable creations as a bin bag, some ice cream, and a set of keys, Pokken's roster of 16 fighters might not seem particularly generous. However, they're a wildly varied bunch with incredibly distinctive combat styles, although including a Lucha Libre Pikachu instead of the amazing Horlucha is just wrong. If nothing else, you'll believe that a haunted chandelier really is capable of duffing up a dragon shark thing.
In the wake of the Street Fighter V controversy, Pokken offers a refreshingly complete package, which isn't something that should really be celebrated as it should be expected. But hey, anything that bucks the current trend for charging full whack for half-done games deserves a clap.
There's a rock-solid single-player league/story mode, in-depth tutorials, plenty of customization options, and a robust online service with a firm emphasis on fair play. It's everything Street Fighter V is currently and sorely lacking, and all in a game that many expected to be a second-rate spin-off.
What could have been a lazy license to print money has turned out to be way better than it has any right to be. Pokken respects Pokemon fans and fighting fans equally, and in the process creates something unexpected, original, and genuinely accessible. If Splatoon, Super Mario 3D World, Xenoblade Chronicles X, The Wonderful 101, Mario Kart 8, Bayonetta 2, and Pikmin 3 haven't convinced you to pick up a Wii U yet, maybe this will. Also, sort your life out.
Break time. After the ads, we are going to have ourselves a Pokken tournament, so come on back and watch me and the others go cruising for a bruising down at the petting zoo. Until then, like the Video Game Nation Facebook page, tweet at us at #VGN, and we'll see you with some very fun violence in just a minute.
I just want to see more than the same game released every couple of years for 20 years.
Three.
Welcome back. We're going to have that Pokken challenge for you in just a minute, where I predict that somebody's going to evolve from not injured to quite hurt indeed. But first, crack open the Pokeball. Here come our panel of experts with the new attack that they've just learnt, opinions.
Pokemon combines three things children love, which is collecting stuff, fighting, and weird little monsters. As a mother of small children, my house is full of these things all of the time, so I'm not really surprised that Pokemon has endured.
People just love collecting stuff, don't they? Like, for me, games like Assassin's Creed, if you put a thing on the Assassin's Creed map, I have got to collect all of them, regardless of whether they're fun or not. Spoilers, they're not. And I guess Pokemon is just the purest form of that, getting all the things.
So I think my favourite game has to be Pokemon Yellow with Pikachu, because I played Blue and then Yellow came along and just blew my mind. It was, the same game, but slightly better, which was all I really wanted at that point.
My favourite Pokemon game is definitely Pokemon Red. In 2000, I had Pokemon Red and a pink Game Boy Color, and I had no boyfriend, didn't have any friends, but I was happy when I was playing Pokemon Red.
Probably Pokemon Black and White, those ones. It had a group of people. Now, they're not really that hot for narrative, but this one had a kind of cool little thing where the bad guys were a group of people that came along and were like, we shouldn't be making Pokemon fight each other. But it was interesting to have the beginning of a game with people standing there like in a little picket line being like, stop making your Pokemon fight, they're animals.
Oh, do you know what? It might have to be Gold and Silver. Only because I remember finishing that game, and then at the end of it, it opened it up and it's like, oh, by the way, there's the old map from Red and Blue there as well. And I was like, rotted. They can fit all of that on the Game Boy Cart. Yes, well done, Nintendo and Pokemon Company. Well done.
My favourite Pokemon game is tricky because I try to actually separate them in my head and they all kind of blur into just this one big Pokemon game. But in terms of probably what the best one is, it's Pokemon Red, like standard. If you were a Pokemon Blue lover, then no, you're wrong.
I want to say it's one of the original ones. It's not. It's Leaf Green, Pokemon Leaf Green, which was the remake of the old ones with colour, and you could be a girl.
My favourite Pokemon game is Pokemon Snap on the N64. It's amazing, and I don't understand, like the Wii U's got the gamepad, which is essentially the Pokemon Snap camera made real. How they've not done a thing with that, I just don't understand it.
What I would love to see, and I'm sure lots of Pokemon fans would love to see, is an open world Pokemon. This massive open world where you can just explore these massive landscapes and see like a herd of Pokemon galloping in the distance and go like hunt them down and then fly over different towns on Pidgeotto and just like really just be left to explore. I think that would be probably just one of the best games ever.
The Pokemon series, it has one way to go. It needs to open up to every single platform, especially mobile. Because you can imagine, like, imagine if you had Pokemon on your mobile, and then you could even use it in the fitness ways as well. I mean, imagine if, what, I've walked 20,000 steps today. Maybe that could also boost your Pokemon stamina as well. Big things. Maybe you went for a little run as well, and your phone was in your pocket. Your Pokemon speed boost get a little kick as well. Nice! Any person you walk past, you can battle them, just like in the real, like in the games. You just walk past them, it's like, hey, do you want to battle? Go on then. Get your phone out, just dash a little Pikachu in their face. Done.
You'll be surprised to hear that I'd like to see in the future of the Pokemon series more Pokemon Snap games. With the smartphone, perfect, because you've got the gyroscopes, you can look around, same as with the Wii U gamepad. It feels like if Nintendo are going to do smartphone gaming, something like Pokemon Snap would be perfect.
I think it's time for the Pokemon series to mature. I'd like to see an adult Pokemon, right, where like all the characters have slightly filthy sounding names, like Hard and Puff, or like. You're not going to put this in, are you?
I don't even know exactly what I'd like to see. I just want to see more than the same game released every couple of years for 20 years. I'm excited for Pokemon Go, being able to catch Pokemon in the real world, and hopefully they'll have some kind of new phone that if you're not looking at it directly, you can't see somebody else's screen on the train, because it's going to be super embarrassing when I'm tickling Squirtle on the overground. But I'll fully get into that. I don't even care. I don't like. It's a shame that I'm happy to indulge.
Right, time now for our Pokken Tournament Challenge, and if you haven't figured it out yet, yes, Pokken is Pokemon fused with Tekken. When will man learn he can't play God?
We're doing it as a tournament with 4 people, which you might recognise as still being longer than the single-player campaign from Street Fighter V. Knock out your first opponent, progress to the final, winner gets nothing, we don't have the budget. Today's Elite Four are Lydia, the Rhino Ellery, Steve, Fleek McNeil, Chris, I've never used this controller before, Slight, and John, I coordinate my clothes, not my eyes and hands, Robertson. Steve versus John. Fight!
For the viewers, I am Gengar.
That's Gengar right there.
I am Gengar. There he is.
Gengar emerging from the bottom of the stadium. And I am Pikachu Libre, the excitingly Mexican Pikachu. Look at Pikachu! It's ridiculous. Pika! Oh, phaser shift.
I feel like I've started badly.
I think it's working out fine. Whatever's happening is happening.
This makes as little sense as Smash Brothers does when I play that. I have no idea what's going on.
It's not about sense, is it? There we go. The phaser's shifted. Buttons were pressed.
Ooh, that looked good.
Oh, hello. Hello. Oh, the people are angry. What's this?
Hello.
Oh, Mulligan, coming in.
I think I'm going to do you. Oh no, actually, you're doing pretty well as well, aren't you?
I don't think you're going to do me, my son. I don't think that will ever happen.
Oh.
And ladies and gentlemen, and it's good night from him.
Round 2.
Oh no, you got me with your purple tornado, and then your big.
Oh, what's this?
Oh no!
What's this?
What's going on?
Hello.
Well, whatever it was, I want you to understand.
Good.
Yep.
Golly gosh.
Holy.
I am Gengar.
What?
God, what happened?
Wow.
Surely I win.
I always thought I'd be a suppository.
Did I win? Did I win?
I think you won that one, my son. Hello.
Stakes.
Oh dear.
Right.
Hello. Oh my. Oh, I am getting.
I wanted to lose because I've got to go back somewhere else after this, but I think I'm going to beat you. Oh no.
Hello, folks. Hello, folks.
No.
Hello, folks. Oh, what's
Buttons.
this? Goodness gracious me. Oh, a little no touch of the old professional wrestling. What you gonna do, mate, when John Robertson's electrical rodent runs wild on
It's
you?
not doing nothing. I'm gonna lose.
Here we go.
I really thought I was gonna win.
What a delight. What fun.
I really enjoyed playing Pokken tournament with you.
It was enjoyable to beat you at this children's game.
You're the better man.
I want to go home.
You can't. I can. Bye.
Get out.
Chris versus Lydia. Fight!
I'm Charizard. I'm the most ferocious beast known to man.
Yeah, well, check this bro out. Marchomp coming at you.
That's it. It works. Just keep you busy. Keep you busy. Ooh, something happened. Oh,
Take this, mate. Take
hello.
this a million punches to the face. They'll be
Great. Who's doing great?
that. Me.
What
Yeah.
just happened, by the way?
I won.
How did you-
I beat you via punching.
All right, okay, here we go. I'm on it now.
Like
I'm
that
on
you
it.
turned that round on me. Well done.
I'm on it.
My time is now.
I
Here
hate
we
you
go.
so much.
Yeah, that's right.
Take
You can't
this,
even
you
see me, Lydia.
Steroid-ridden
Oh.
freak. Yes. Take.
Oh, no,
yes,
you've turned.
I'm going blue.
You've mega evolved. You know nothing about this. You make me sick and you are excellent. It's
I'm
gone.
excellent. Finally.
Well done. Well done, mate.
I'm so glad you are happy for me.
I'm not.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Oh no!
Oh.
Oh, no! Oh no!
Oh,
God!
oh.
Block, you giant dragon!
Block all you want, mate. That's not going to stop my fists of fury as I swing you round like a fool.
Oh God! Oh
You
God!
need to go back to school.
All right, here we
Learn
go.
some stuff
I
about.
don't want to.
Oh, okay, you've learned some stuff. You've read a book. I see. Oh, you've mega evolved again.
Ah, take this!
I don't wish to take this.
Take it.
No, I am
Take
taking it
it.
though, aren't I? Look at
You
me.
giant freak!
Ah.
Ah.
No, Lydia.
I beat you!
You won.
Yes!
You do.
Validation.
I'm so happy for
I
you.
am happy for me too.
I'm not happy for you.
Suck.
Final battle. Fight!
I came last in the last challenge, so I'm really determined to destroy you.
I am going to run you down the way the rhinoceros took out your car. Great, there it is!
Tiny Pikachu
And
with
so
your
it begins.
stupid costume.
No one
you
cares.
Look like an idiot.
You look like you're made of cardboard. You look like a cosplayer who's trying too hard.
I will sing the Pokemon theme at you.
Just so you know, a couple of things are happening here. You've won. Well done. Be proud. You've beat up a little Mexican. Be proud.
I'm very proud.
You got to be happy about that.
I'm extremely happy.
All right, let's go to work. Let's see what happens.
Little yellow mouse.
That's enough of that. Thank you
Yes.
kindly. Enough of that.
Oh, take
Oh,
my
God.
fiery
Oh,
blue
God.
power. Yes!
Block it. Block it entirely,
You can't
Pikachu.
block this,
There,
John.
I can block it.
You can't stop
I
this.
can block it out.
Ah, you can't.
I'm in my safe
Yes!
space. Ah! Oh, wow.
Okay.
Oh, this is a
Oh
trouncing.
no.
Wait,
oh
what's
no.
this?
Oh God. You've gone blue as well.
Yeah, but you blocked it. You blocked it.
Did I? I
Yes.
don't know.
Not this one. No. Everybody's going to Johnny Robinson's Mexican wrestling disco.
Hell?
Yeah. Get set.
Is this one? Ah, bang.
There we go. It's about time you took some damage.
Still gonna win.
Yeah,
So
I'm
it's
aware of that. But I was telling you.
All right, here we go.
Telling you, no one
Here we
likes
go.
a poor winner.
Just crush you to the
There
ground.
we go. There's no
Like
need
the
to be like
little
that.
wee-
There we go. Come on.
So close
You're
to
a piece of
dying.
vermin.
You're so
Do what vermin does.
Stop getting your friends involved.
I always get my friends involved. We've got some.
Yes!
Oh!
Yes!
Yeah.
Yes!
Yeah, but
Yes!
that diss about you not having friends really got your ego.
Yeah, I'm really upset.
Yeah, I know. What a victory, what a trouncing. For those of you playing along at home, Lydia Ellery has just taken out her very first challenge here on Video Game Nation, and that is all that we have for you this week. So like the Video Game Nation Facebook page, tweet at us at #VGN. We'll see you next week, and say goodbye to Lydia because she's just been fired.